Good afternoon, UXers. Doug Collins here at Doug Collins UX on Twitter, doing a little bit of cover letter writing today. So I know a lot of you, like me, are looking for your next UX job, and I wanted to take some time to, spend some time with you and talk about writing a good cover letter and what that looks like, and kind of my process, how I go about doing that. So what you see me doing here, by the way, is I'm looking at my phone, making sure that I have Periscope up. If you have any comments, questions, that sort of thing, I'll be answering these live on Periscope, and also maintaining a bit of an eye on my Twitter feed as well too, to see make sure we're covering everything there as well. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop those over on Periscope as we go through, and we will answer those as we go along. So I have a job up that I am applying for today. This job, let's go ahead and we can share my screen here with you all. Let's see. Go ahead and share that. Get that on up here. There we go. So this job is a user experience designer role with a company called Axient. So if you are working at Axient and are excited to see me applying for this job, that's great. And if not, that's okay too. We'll kind of go through this. So this is my usual sort of mantra when I come in every day, is I'll go through a few different job application sites and just and job posting sites, just see what's been posted since yesterday. UX is narrow enough of a discipline where I'm able to get through most of the job postings that I find in a day and able to apply for all the ones that are relevant to me. This one is a user experience designer job. My last job was as a as we get a phone call here. My last job was as a senior user experience researcher, but I certainly do have quite a bit of experience in the UX design side of things. So I have no problem going through and doing that. And so we'll go ahead and apply. I will have to update my resume a little bit. That'll probably be a different video about how to change your resume for UX design jobs. Apologies here as I'm putting my phone on silent so we don't get interrupted again. But let's go ahead and look through this. So the very first thing that I always recommend doing is reading the job posting in its entirety. And my God, can that be boring? When I look at something like this, I look at this, it's just not very readable. There's not a lot of white space in here, longer paragraphs, that sort of thing. It kind of sucks, but at the same, there's not a lot here. It's only going to take us a couple minutes to get through it. So let's go ahead and read through it. Let's read through it together here. And the reason why I'm doing this, by the way, as I read this, different things, I am looking for and making note of my different pieces of what they're looking for, what the company's about. I'm looking to find a little bit more information about what the company really is trying to achieve with this role, what skill sets are required, and if they have any particular needs, wants, goals that they're talking about, so that I can cater both my resume and my cover letter to talking about that. So let's go ahead and read through the job posting in its entirety. And again, sucks to have to do this, but it's a key and vital first step. So at Axient, we're more of the sum of our parts. We value our unique team members, and our company thrives when we support and celebrate our differences. Big challenges, big impact. Axient's goal is to provide careers that will engage, challenge, and reward you. As a business, we solve people's data and occasionally their livelihood. We save people's data and occasionally their livelihood. Companies that lose their data can go out of business, and we strive to put a stop to that. There is no better feeling than hearing the latest story of a customer in a panic turn to joy and relief as their data is restored. All that means is that joining Axient means that you'll be part of something rewarding as you build your career. Now, I don't know much about Axient, so let's go see what we can find about Axient here. Just from reading that first paragraph, kind of sounds like they are a data storage cloud service provider. But let's see what we can find out about them. Axient, new X360. That's something that sounds interesting. We'll have to see a little bit more about that because that is something that's new for them today. I'm also thinking as I read through this and as I do my research on the company, a bit about skill set, my wants and goals and needs. Employee are going to mix well with what they're looking for and kind of what the company is about. They talk a lot in this from people, really, and that kind of the basis of UI, right, is helping people, making our lives better, easier, more intuitive, and that's really what they're about. It's about helping people save and maintain their data and their livelihood. So there's already some crossover there that I can talk about from a professional professional standpoint, one of my big passions and one of the reasons why I get to user experience is because it comes back to helping people. That's why I do videos like this. That's why I make sure to answer questions, create content, do that sort of thing. Obviously, I have a great hope for helping people, so maybe I can tie that in somehow. Let's go ahead and see if we can find more here about Axient. Business and disaster recovery. Let's see here. Maybe someday. There we go. So it looks like their business in the X360 was one that I saw. That's kind of a new product for them. Most cost-effective BCDR for MSPs. Okay, so this is where I've done a lot of different types of work. I've never worked for a cloud storage company. I've never worked for a data. So when I look at things, the acronyms that I don't know, BCDR and MSPs. I don't know. Let's find that out. BCDR storage. See if we can find out what that might be. This is also going to get to the point of getting a phone call about this job. And I get to a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times when you get phone calls about jobs that you've applied for, sometimes they come straight out of the blue and it's a recruiter or a hiring manager calling to vet you to see if you have some time. And they'll ask, hey, do you have some time right now to talk? And you go, yeah, sure, I can talk. Or maybe no, now's not a search that I understand a lot of these pieces as I go through. Just to make sure that we're all on the same page here, those phone calls. Let's see here. I should have put definition. I know better than this. And my computer, for some reason, is going super slow, so apologies about that. Definition. Pull up here. So BCDR, or business continuity and disaster recovery. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense, right? Business continuity, disaster recovery. So a couple involved with that. Obviously, I know about business continuity. I know a bit about disaster recovery. I know about the cost that losing your data can have for you, right? So if you accidentally delete, being able to go back and restore all of that data from your base is key and crucial at different points. I've done a lot of work with MySQL and SQL databases that have been backed up to the cloud for business continuity or disaster recovery purposes. So I do have some experience with that. So that's great. And what I wanted to look up here, business continuity, MSPs. So let's see here, the definition. Let's see what we got. And I know it's not Minneapolis, St. Paul, so we can skip over that. Managed service provider. Okay, that does make a lot of sense as well too. Okay, so business continuity disaster recovery solution for managed service provider. Reduce total cost of ownership by up to 50%. So that's great. And with Axient chain free and air gap, Axient partners are always great. So yeah, I'm getting kind of an idea of what they do. RPO of 15 minutes and RTO of less than an hour. All right. So again, making sure that I understand, kind of going through. Let's learn a little bit about RPO, right? RPO, as we pull that up here. So going through, looking for these words and phrases that I made. So RPOs are disaster or compatible loss causing event. So every 15 minutes, and let's see, RPO measures backup time. So they're backed up essentially every 15 minutes. I'm going to guess that RTO means time to recovery, essentially, how quickly they can restore things. Recovery time objective. There we go. Yep. So they want to try and restore all of data within 1 hour. Okay, great. Chain free, no more backup chains. Backup chains might be something to look into. Choice Axient. So again, I'm kind of learning here too as I go through this. If I am going to go down the interview process, what sort of steps and things I might need to know about down the road too. I don't need to get too far into it, but I need to have kind of an idea of what they're. So cloud to cloud backup, that's interesting. They're backing up clouds with other clouds. It's kind of a cool way of doing things. Secure sync and share, protect employees with Axient 360 sync. So, okay, great. So cloud storage being able to sync with a desktop, access files, share links from your desktop or device without VPNs. That's kind of cool. Single pane of glass, protect everything with Axient X360. That's cool. From our partners, they've got some testimonials here. Any testimonials? I was like, sometimes every now and then I'll see a testimonial from somebody that I know, and I can say, hey, I recognize that person, and be able to bring that up in the course of a conversation. I don't see anything here from anybody that I know, but yeah, it's kind of cool stuff. It does tell you a bit more. I am also, though, not a fan of their contrast ratio here on their website. Not exactly accessibility friendly, but that's another for another time. Maybe something to talk to them about. If they want an example of a site with some accessibility problems, I can talk to them about their homepage. So let's see what else we got going on. Not quite ready for a trial. Using resources. I could go read more about that. I want to get up to date with that. That's kind of a good sort of overview, good sort of rundown. That's so we got kind of an idea. So let's take a look, and this is going to talk a bit more about Axient itself. Axient software provides hundreds of thousands of small and medium-sized businesses 24/7 accessible data and application security in the event of a hack or natural disaster. Our solutions address the full spectrum of business challenges, from file sync to share and backup disaster recovery, cloud-to-cloud backup for some of the most popular cloud applications. We enable thousands of managed service providers, again, there we are, the MSP acronym, partners to protect everything for their clients, meaning that customer applications and data are always protected, always secured, and always recoverable when partners use Axient's Business Availability Suite. Essentially headquartered in downtown Denver, 5280, go Denver. Axient has offices and employees around the world. As an Axient user experience designer, okay, so that's the kind of your company overview, and we've did a little bit more research here. One thing I do like to go to as well is I'm going to jump on over to LinkedIn here, and I'm going to look to see if I can find actually, if there's anybody that I know. I'm also going to see if I can find an Axient UX lead, hiring manager, so that I can maybe find some information out about them that's going to help me write my cover letter and direct it appropriately to someone that might actually be reading my cover letter. So let's see what we can find. While LinkedIn's loading up over there, we'll jump back to the job application, to the job posting, excuse me. So as an Axient user experience designer, I'm responsible for deeply understanding user personas and managing design projects from conception to production. So two things out of that: user personas, deeply understanding them, and managing design projects from conception to production. So I may want to start writing and talk about, I'm going to make some notes here on my resume. Let's talk about personas, and we'll talk about design project management, kind of two key pieces that they mentioned right off the bat. Just making some notes there. All right. Wireframes, prototypes, and user research. You will deliver visual solutions to our users' needs. Okay. So wireframes, prototypes, user research. The other things, let's see here. Wireframes, prototypes, user research. All right. And so there are a few things, a few reasons why I'm writing this down. One is just notes for me to remember kind of the things to write about, things that are important to them. Again, about helping people, and tie that in with why I enjoy UX work. That'll probably be my intro or my secondary paragraph. But again, so some of this is so that I can remember sort of what to write about. Some of this is so that I can make sure that my resume and my cover letter include enough keywords to get past any of these sort of filters that might come up. Sort of the automated filters that are going to scan what I write to make sure that I've got enough keywords in there to get bypass those filters and actually get my cover letter and my resume in front of somebody that's actually going to read it and decide whether or not they actually want to have a conversation with me. Let's see here. So here we are. Okay. So let's see here. Wireframes, prototypes, user research. Okay. Gather user data and research to identify and validate user needs. Conduct interviews to understand user personas and product use cases. So let's see here. Conduct interviews. So user interviews. And one thing that's interesting about this, so conduct interviews to understand user personas and product use cases. An interesting bullet point, because it makes me wonder whether or not they're looking for somebody that can conduct interviews with users, or conducting internal interviews, or some combination of both to gather both those pieces. You would do some combination of both. It's not very well written though. Use tools such as personas to create UX excellence. So personas, user flows, wireframes. Let's see here. Personas, user flows. From user flows, names. That'd be great. And industry knowledge. So they've got a lot of different pieces they're talking about. So some of these I'm going to make sure that I talk about in terms of my cover letter. The other ones are going to go under UX and design skills. Just to make sure that I get everything that I need in there. This UX and design skills are left over from the last resume that I wrote. And that kind of switched them out depending upon what each job is asking for, what each job is looking for. All right, so let's see here. Work within a team of UX designers to ensure consistent experience. High quality mockups and clickable prototypes. So we already talked about mockups and prototypes. Mockups. Call them high quality. Usually go high fidelity, but that's fine. Let's see. I guess there is a difference between high quality and high fidelity. High fidelity would be like a realistic click-by-click experience, where high quality just means that they're good quality, whatever you consider quality to be. Work within a team of UX designers to ensure a consistent experience for users across all devices and Axient products, right? So this is key. So they're saying you're not the only UX designer on this team, which is great. That gives me a little bit of information that says I'm going to be working as a team. This isn't a job for a UX team of one, which is kind of a situation that if I can, I like to avoid. I've done it in the past. It's not a fun thing to do. Working as a UX team is certainly preferable. Knowing that you'd be working with a team of UX designers is certainly great. That does mean that there is a bout of team building and communication, right? That needs to be included with this. All right. Work within a cross-functional development team to design and deliver outstanding software products. So working with teams, that's great. All right, deliver clear annotated designs to, again, that's working with development teams, and work with developers, again, working with development teams to update UI library and patterns. All right, so we did start to work on a UI library at Khaki for left, so I can talk a bit about that. If I research findings, designs, recommendations to product management and other stakeholders. So again, that goes with team building, and I'm going to put in here corporate communication. All right, I'm an advocate for users, passionate about connecting with users and validating designs with data. All right, so an advocate for our users. I think that is the role of every UX design professional, to be an advocate for users, and certainly something that I see myself as doing, and something that I see myself as being big and prominent for. Passionate about connecting with users and validating designs with data. Validating designs with data. Which is exactly what my job at Khaki was all about. Designs with data. As a senior UX researcher, that was what I was all about. All right, detail-oriented, able to deliver high-quality designs and iterate quickly. So let's see here, iteration. And let's see here. Team player, enjoys sharing a space with other designers to exchange feedback and brainstorm ideas. Team player. Let's see here. Initiator, able to identify areas for improvement beyond a product roadmap. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. Call that exploratory research and design. Experience work with product managers, product owners, and developers within an Agile framework. Bachelor's degree in design communications or similar field, which I don't have, but I have been doing UX design for 11 years, so I'm not really going to be concerned about that. 1+ year experience as a UX designer, preferably software as a service product design, experience using Sketch, InVision, and Jira. All right, so Sketch, InVision, and Jira. InVision, yeah, that's right, InVision. All right, there we go. So we've got a lot of different pieces that are floating up around here. So we have a few different things that we have going on. We've got some people things. We've got some solid UX skills, and we have some technology that they want us to be good with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, over here on my UX skills side of things, actually, no, before I do that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to organize these sort of into different groups. So this is all of our technology: Sketch, InVision, Jira. I don't think that there are any other specific technology pieces they requested. I'm going to put those over here because they don't necessarily thing that I need to put in my cover letter, but it is something that I want to make sure is included in the keywords under my skills. I'm not sure that I'm going to leave that at the top, but I do want to make sure that, hey, they know that I have these in terms of UX skills. I'm not sure necessarily it falls under UX skills or design skills, but I want to have them in there somewhere. And I probably won't leave it at the top. These will actually probably be down towards the bottom of my pieces because it'll be important for maybe some of the scrubbing systems out there that are going to try and get rid of useless useless applications, but maybe less important for somebody that's a hiring manager looking for those. In general, it's great to have those skills, but if you don't, it's not going to preclude you from applying for that particular job. So let's see here. There are some other things. So there are some personal qualities that they're looking for. So helping people, being a team player. Let's see here. Mockups, team building and corporate communications. You can see the word team has popped up a few different times with them. So I want to talk about some of the teams that I've built, some of the teams that I've worked on. Airframes, industry, mockups, working with development teams. Again, so we have this we have the team of teams coming on. So that will affect how I write this a little bit. Individual mockup, UI patterns, validating address designs, iteration, exploratory research and design. All of these, rest of these are kind of going more into the skill set, except for maybe particularly industry knowledge. Maybe could branch that out off on its own. One thing that's interesting as I kind of read through this isn't specifically just a design job. It's listed as a UX designer job. It's some of the things that they're asking for. Things like the user research, the user interviews, the user flows, wireframes. I'm sorry, not wireframes. And some of the management skills. They're kind of somewhere between, IA work, user research work, and UX design work. So that's strictly a design job. You get the chance to do a few different things. And the jobs that I've done, I've done that as well too. So that'll be something else to highlight here. Last piece, I do want to go back to LinkedIn, which never actually loaded. And let's see if we can find anyone at Axient who works in UX. Throw that on up here. Maybe. Good Lord, this is going slow today. Come on. Thing we can do here too. Axient. LinkedIn.com. See if that'll help us bring back any results here. Because again, I would like for LinkedIn.com has a few of the job postings. Is a UX designer at Axient. Let's see if we got anything about uni. Alan W, perhaps. Principal product designer. Design systems. Nerd Ninjas hiring a UX designer. Interesting. why this is taking so long to load. I assume it's because my streaming service is hogging all with, so apologies. Here. So we're waiting for LinkedIn to load up. I appreciate everybody joining me today. Definitely good of you all to spend some time with me. Yeah, this is something I get a chance to do a little bit more often. So if you like this, you want to see similar videos in the future, please feel free to drop me a line. Let me know what you'd like to see me, and what I can do for you to help you be a better UX and design professional. So let's go ahead, head back on over to Uni. So Uni is doesn't say much about it here though. It looks like she's just a designer. I was looking to see if maybe I could find somebody that maybe we have a connection in contact or common with, but nothing there. I swear I've seen you before somewhere, but I'm not entirely sure where. And down here. This is Alan W. Is this profile that's loading up. I think you may be the person that I'm looking for here. Sure. So kind of wait and see how this plays out. And if I had a better internet speed, then I might. Ooh, load. At some point in time. Alan W. Product designer, Salesforce. Oh, in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, let's come up with that accent. Because he was, through 2016, senior manager of UX design and brand. A small team of UX designers and developers to help guide user experience across Acxiom's platform. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's get to, I'm going to access and let's get to the writing process here. So a few different things that I try and do. So I've to figure out, who I'm writing for. Not exactly sure of the exact person. That's okay. But I also want to make sure that I'm getting a sense of who my audience is more broadly. I want to adjust the tone to mirror the job description, right? The job description is fairly formal, so I'm going to be fairly formal as well. So let's go ahead and do something that is a little bit more conventional here. I'm going to leave these notes up. So let's see here. So first thing, always got to have a strong opening sentence. So since this is a little bit more formal, I'm going to make my opening sentence a little more formal here. Let's go ahead and let's switch this up. I want to be able to make sure that everybody can see what I'm writing here. So let's go ahead and we'll blow this all up. Clear out some of my notes, give me some space to write. And let's see here. There we go. Everybody should be able to see what I'm up to here. So write a good opening sentence. So I'm writing with enthusiasm to, let's say, regarding the UX was the actual job title. What we say the actual job title was? User experience designer. We're on the user experience designer role with Accent. I always want to say where I found the posting. I found the posting on Indeed.com and was immediately intrigued. So now I want to talk about a little bit about why I was intrigued, right? I admire Accient's passion, helping people, for helping people. I admire Accient's passion for helping people. A passion mirrors things I like best about being a UX designer. Here, Axions strive to make the world a mirrors. The thing I like best about being a UX designer. Go back, maybe change this a little bit here. Let's see here. I admire Axions' passion for helping people. Admire Axions' passion for helping people. It mirrors the thing I like best about being a UX designer, helping people. People by making their lives easier and more intuitive. Easier than ever. We'll stick with that. Like best about helping people their lives easier than ever. And opportunity with, and I also want to put in just a little note here about why I'm writing. So an opportunity Axion would be an exciting next step in my career that would allow me to marry my professional passion, allow me to combine. I say marry a lot. I'm just really happy with my life, right? Really happy with my wife right now. To combine my personal passion and professional work. A way that help people every day, something like that. We'll come back. So one of the things about writing a cover letter is that writing is maybe, if you're doing good writing, you're writing maybe about 20% of the time, and you're going back and you're editing about 80% of the time. That's true whether you're writing a book, whether you're writing a cover letter, whether you're writing a short story, whether you're writing a menu. Whatever you put out here first, it's going to change. And you have to understand that. Get something out, get it on paper, and then come back dedicated to make it more clear, more concise, more to the point. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and let's talk a bit about why I'd make a good fit for this role. So let's go ahead and put this. Let's take a moment. Why I think would be a good fit for this role. So I'm going to put in a few bullet points here. So I'm going to start off with, I'm a team player, right? They talked a lot about teams in their job posting. So one of the things I wanted to write about, I'm a team player, right? Whether it's the teams that I've worked on, the teams that I've been a part of, whether that's full-fledged design teams, whether that's been working with development teams, or even the team that I've built online with my Twitter audience, that sort of thing. I thrive in team environments. I thrive on interaction. I thrive on iteration. I thrive on those conversations, and being able to communicate my thoughts, skills, and ideas in a way that makes sense to the people that are listening. So I want to make sure that I talk a bit about that. So let's say I'm a team player. Let's see here. I've had the privilege to work in close quarters with some excellent design and product teams. Great software. Consider ability. Here, let's go back. I don't want to make my sentences too long, which I have a tendency to do. I was taught a very academic writing style, so I have to stop myself and make my sentences shorter. I consider my ability to communicate my thoughts, information, input to everyone. Development team. One of the core pillars of my success. Ability to communicate my thoughts, information, and input to everyone on a software development team. To help create great products. Core pillars of my professional success. That sentence is kind of weird, but we'll go back and change that a little bit. Let's see here. Let's talk about that. Team player, team building, corporate communications, working with development teams. I have extensive experience working with senior leadership, product, and development teams. Create software that solves problems. Let's see here. It helps make a better place. We'll go with that. You always come back and change that. All right, so I'm a team player. All right, next up. Let's see here. I have technical skills to excel. The technical skills to excel. Let's talk about some of the technical skills here. This job is heavily focused on design, research, and information architecture. All work I've done extensively. Use that word extensively a lot. Gonna have to go back and change that. All work that I've done extensively for my products in the past. I have experience designing. I have experience designing experiences. I have designed experiences for SaaS companies. At design, let's see here, highly successful experiences for SaaS companies. Hi.
Hi, sorry.
That's okay. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I was just cutting her nails.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be off in a few. I'm just writing a cover letter with everyone, so. Ooh, fun. All right, so I've designed, because we'll talk about that I've worked for software as a service companies and I'm highly successful with that. Designed highly successful experience for SAS companies in a wide variety of fields. My work has required a great degree of work has required constant, and there we go, constant use of, let's see here, I'm going to throw in persona, various UX techniques and artifacts. From personas to prototypes, user research to user flows. I like that. I kind of have the technical know-how to make great software, to make great experiences that meet the goals of our users and business stakeholders. Woo! All right. Let's see here. Technical skills to succeed. I'm a team player. And let's see here. Mockups, UI, validating designs with data, iteration, exploratory research and design. Then lastly, let's sum it up. So I like to go with 3 points, right? A team player at the technical skills to success. I'm going to take a moment to discuss a couple of reasons. That's a moment to discuss why I think it'd be good. Because you want to stay kind of with the rule of 3 here. I'm a team player at the technical skills to excel. Excuse me. And let's see here. What else can we put through here? Qualitative research methods. Oh, man, I didn't want to delete that all out because I want to make sure. I got to go back, make sure I get my notes back. There we go. Our users. Whoa, there we go. Business. All right, lastly, let's take one more look through here. Let's see what we could use for the rule of 3, industry knowledge. I have more industry knowledge than your average designer. I work tirelessly to keep up, to not only keep up with industry trends and techniques, work as a I don't want to say influencer. Influencer is kind of a bit dirty word, but I work keep the UX industry moving in the right way. From daily questions, from leading, let's see here, lead, I didn't talk about this. I lead daily industry discussions on Twitter, the UX Talk hashtag, group for new UX professionals. I run a, let's see here, I run a learning focused UX professionals around the world. Publish leading sites and publish article and here podcast as industry leader myself around the world, industry leader myself. All right, lastly, let's sum it all up. Okay, let's see here. Summarize and finalize and plant the seed. So that is where we are at. So let's see here. To sum things up, my team-oriented attitude, my technical skills, my industry savvy make me an excellent candidate for the user experience designer position. I'm certain that I have the skills and mindset I'd need to help Axient reach more. Axient help more people's safe and secure. Safe and secure. Let's see here. Helping. Consulting. More customers for you. And more more peace of mind, good Lord, peace of mind for them. It would be a privilege. All right, lastly, join the Axient team. I hope to continue the conversation with you soon. All right, so we've kind of tied these pieces in. I'm going to go back through and get rid of some of these pieces here for my UX skills. Let's make sure wireframe prototyping, I already have personas. I don't think I have in there, so let's go ahead and make sure we have personas. Let's see here. We talked about all this. That's great. Management, we can go ahead and put under here. Cut out the bullet point. Let's make sure we get that back into one. And design team management. Let's see here. Make sure we go. I hate words sometimes. There we go. UX and design team management, product management, project, prototypes. Do we have prototypes on here? Yep, prototyping. I'm going to change that to prototypes. User flows. Don't think I have user flows listed on here. Let's go ahead and put that in. User flows. I'm going to take out UX writing there. Accessibility for UX design, digital design. These were not all pieces that were asked for. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these here. Let's see here. They didn't talk about accessibility, even though that's one of my big things. User research, user interviews. Making sure that I'm stuffing it with keywords at this point. Let's see here. User flows, we talked about. Wireframes, wireframing. We'll change that to wireframes. Let's see here. Mockups and prototypes. We'll throw those two together because why not? User research, user interviews, wireframes, UI, and pattern libraries. I do have those in here. So we'll go ahead. UI and UI libraries. All right. There we go. And let's see here, validating designs with data. Let's see here. I'm going to put that under UX skills. I'm going to put data-driven design validation. Let's see here, iteration, exploratory design. I think we're good with the rest of that. All right, that's it. So now that I've got my cover letter written, I've got my keywords all in here. I have my sort of everything that I need to have written done. Let's go ahead. We'll just mark some of this down. Let's make sure that we've got everything here. Cheers. Got my phone number, so if you want to call me, feel free. All right, and let's go back and give it one more read through here. And then again, I'm going to be editing as I read through. So let's go ahead and continue that process here. All right. So, I'm writing with enthusiasm regarding the user experience designer role at Axient. I found the posting on Indeed.com and was immediately intrigued. I admire Axient's passion for helping people. Let's make this a new paragraph. Make it a little bit easier to read, get more white space in there. In general, when I'm writing for people to read, I usually read and leave paragraphs around about a couple of sentences each, but this is something that is going to be a little bit longer. Adding value. Sorry, I'm looking through some of the postings here on Twitter just to make sure nobody has any questions, cons, that sort of thing. I haven't seen anything come through. I admire Axient's passion for helping people. It mirrors the thing, the thing. I've got the in there twice. It mirrors what instead of the thing. It mirrors what I like best about being a UX designer, helping people by making their lives easier than the other. An opportunity with Axient would be an exciting next step on my career that would allow me to combine my personal and professional passion, professional work in a way that allows me to help people every day. Let me take a moment to say why I'd be a good fit for this role. I'm a team player. I've had the privilege to work in close quarters with some excellent designers and product teams to make great software. I consider my ability to communicate my thoughts, information, and input to everyone on a software development team to help create great products to be one of the core pillars of my professional success. Let's see here. My ability to communicate my thoughts, information, and input to everyone on a software development team helps create products to be what helps create superb products and is a core pillar of professional success. That seems much better. My ability to communicate my thoughts, information, and input to everyone on a software development team helps create superb products and is a core pillar of my professional success. Much better sentence. I have an extensive experience working with senior leadership, product, and development teams to help create software that solves problems and helps make the world a better place. I have the technical skills to excel. This job is heavily focused on design, research, and information architecture, all work that I've done extensively for my products in the past. I have designed highly successful experience for SaaS companies in a wide variety of fields. My work has required the constant use of various UX techniques and artifacts, from personas to prototypes, from user research to user flows. I have the technical know-how to make great experiences that meet the goals of our users and business stakeholders alike. I have more industry knowledge than your average designer. Let's see here. I'm going to change this and just say I'm on the leading edge of the UX design industry. I work tirelessly not only to keep up with industry trends and techniques, but I work to keep the UX industry moving in the right direction, the right way. Work to keep the UX industry moving forward. There we go. I lead daily industry discussions on Twitter with the UX Talk hashtag. I run a learning-focused group for UX professionals around the world, write for industry insights, and appear on podcasts around the world as an industry leader myself. To sum things up, my team-oriented attitude, my technical skills, and my industry savvy make me an excellent candidate for the user experience designer position. I'm certain that I have the skills and there we go, and mindset I need to help Axient help Axient make more people's data safe and secure, resulting in more customers for you and more peace of mind for them. It'd be a privilege to join the Axient team, and I hope to continue this conversation with you soon. Cheers, that's me. And let's make sure that I spell their name correctly. Let's see where we're at. Just make sure that's always one thing that I am careful about. Axcient. Let's go ahead and we can go ahead and add that to our dictionary. And it's only going to highlight where that was spelled differently. It's just apostrophe S there, so we are okay. So that's it. I might make a few minor changes before I send this off, but I think that is very good. Next step for me, after I've written my cover letter, would be go back and to adjust my resume to make sure that I am adjusting my bullet points. But that's going to be a different video for a different time, so we'll talk about that somewhere down the road. So I appreciate everybody watching with me today. It's been great to have you along. If you enjoyed this, please to go ahead follow me over on Twitter at Doug Collins UX if you don't follow me already there, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, denveruxer.com. You can find a link to my YouTube channel, or you can go to youtube.com/denveruxer. But whoever you are, wherever you might be, thank you so much for watching today. Have yourself a great day and an excellent